Chapter 8. I'm not sure when Mom started thinking about killing me. It must have started as a fantasy, like people fantasize about winning the lottery. The first thing that she would do would be to celebrate with champagne. She would call up all her friends and tell them the good news, and they would be all like, "No way! Congratulations!" It would be a new start for her. If I died, she would start to learn Greek, remember to live in the moment, and shower every week. But it was hopeless. She would probably go to jail if she murdered me. It was just one of those things that you could fantasize about if you felt sad. What if I killed my child? The truth was that she was stuck with me. Even if she got me out, she would still have to care for me until I became of age. That was the law. You only count the years that had passed since the child came out, period. Then she would rather go to jail. You only served 10 to 15 years for manslaughter. It was simple math. 18 years of parenting minus 10 to 15 years in prison equals 3 to 8 years of freedom. With good behavior, she could be out in 7. But then there were the moral consequences. She could never kill somebody. Well, not because it was wrong, but she cared what other people would think of her. And excuse her for caring about other people's opinions. I think that is a very noble trait of character. She sat alone in the apartment. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning and completely dark in the apartment except the computer screen. The landlord had been nice to board up all the windows with plywood, so you would not have to see what was on the outside. Of course, it made the apartment more expensive, but it felt better and more modern. The new apartments they built downtown didn't even have windows, but that was for rich people. Everyone else had to scrap with curtains, plywood. Maybe you could put up a nice picture. You had to be creative.
Sir Lanka? Sir Lanka?
Mom said, dying for a conversation. She shook me.
Are you awake?
I was surprised. This was the first time in several months that she talked to me. I wanted to play it cool. I pretended that I was talking with my imaginary friend, Boris, in a club. Hang on a second, Mom. Boris was just telling me a really funny story. Oh, Boris, you were so crazy. Okay. Wait a moment, my stupid mom wants to talk with me. I know, she can be so annoying sometimes. Hi, I said, and held up my hand to the face like I was talking on a phone. What do you want?
Is this a bad time, perhaps?
What? The music in the club is so loud, you have to speak a little louder.
Is it a bad time, perhaps?
What? Wait, I will go to the smoking room, it's quieter in there. Mom stared into the wall and sighed. So, I said, and closed the door to the smoking room. What did you say?
Is this a bad time, perhaps?
Whoa, there is no need to shout. I can hear you just fine. What's up?
Nothing. I just felt lonely.
Well, come down to the club, I exclaimed happily. They're playing this really good electro music tonight.
No, thank you. I think I will just stay here.
Oh, come on, Mom. You can't sit in the apartment for the rest of your life. Come out and live a little. Then it was quiet for a while.
I will think about it. So, what kind of crazy story did Boris make up this time?
Mom, he does not make them up, I said, irritated. Okay, sure, sometimes he makes stuff up, but there's always a core of truth in every story. Remember that time when we watched the news and that airplane got hijacked? Boris was actually on the plane, and he has sworn that he was just about to get up from his seat and single-handedly wrestle down all the terrorists when the police stormed in. But Mom, I have to go. Boris is coming back with 3 hot chicks from the bar. Nice! And then we didn't speak again. My mom was simply listening while I flirted with one of the girls. What? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what you said. Yes, we are from the planet Earth. While Mom was just sitting at home, Boris and I traveled to India and meditated with the hippies. I was afraid to sleep on the beaches, but Boris said it would be just fine, and then I believed him. He was so good to me. He made me do things that I otherwise never would have done. Like when we bungee jumped, and I was really scared, and he said, don't be such a baby, and simply pushed me over the edge. He always praised my poetry. Wow, this is absolutely amazing. Do you like it? If I like it, I love it. His favorite poem was called I'm Too Cool for School. and was about a young boy who lived with his mother and was too cool for school. Sometimes he could make me blush with his compliments. And then I wondered if he was in love with me. He had a really unique way of seeing how special I was. Mom often eavesdropped on us. I don't know, Boris. Sometimes I feel like such a loser. I'm 32 years old and have not accomplished anything. And then I imitated Boris's voice that I always used if it felt like I was talking with myself. No, Sir Lanka, you are not a loser. You're the most interesting person I have ever known. You're so handsome and funny, he said. It is a pleasure to be your friend. The waves beat against the shore. The stars twinkled. It was a very romantic atmosphere. Thank you, Boris. But I'm not really in the mood. It just feels like I was meant for something bigger than this, you know? I got everything a baby needs. I got blood, I got body contact, the ability to urinate at any time, and yet it feels like something is missing. Did I say you were the most handsome boy I have ever met? Boris said, and put his arm around my shoulder. Yes, but whoa! What the hell are you doing, man? I am not bent that way. Oh, come on, Sir Lanka. You know you want this. Don't be so tense and let it go. Oh my God, this actually stirred up emotions in my mother's heart. Her son was bisexual. Maybe even gay. What was she supposed to do now? Should she call the police? What if I joined the Jehovah's and started to upload those videos with the rainbow flag in the background and gays holding machine guns and threatened to kill all the non-gays because that was the will of Jehovah? What if I blew her up like a suicide bomber? No reason to be paranoid. Just because I was gay did not mean that I was a terrorist. But most terrorists were gay. I was a little afraid of what my mom would say if she found out I was bisexual, maybe even gay. So we decided to stay in India, where we made a career in Bollywood, the most gay film industry in the world. We starred in movies such as Two Boys in Bombay and Kalishasa, a tearful affair with dance and song that took on India's dark history. But like all Bollywood stars, we had a very rocky relationship, with Boris constantly questioning if he was good enough for me, but I would always stroke his head if he felt sad. I'm just so afraid that you will leave me. And then I always said, Boris, now you're silly. I would never leave you. Because I wanted it to sound romantic, like he was my soulmate. And I really loved him. But the temptations for a superstar, I tell you, everybody wants to bang you. Even if you are faithful 99.99% of the time, you're going to be unfaithful eventually. At least 100 times. And it was difficult to keep it a secret, because I was so happy when I came home and exclaimed, Guess what I did today? And then Boris would lie in my lap again, crying, I'm just so afraid that you'll leave me. And I would always stroke his head and say, Boris, now you're silly. I would never leave you. At some point, Boris would get up. Okay. Wipe his tears and say, I believe you. For the 117th time. Meanwhile, Mom scared herself by watching videos on the internet. She typed in the words, militant, gays, and found thousands of propaganda videos with gays executing heterosexuals because they refused to convert to homosexuality. And then there were other videos where newly converted had to prove they were gay. The gay would pull down his pants and then, oh God, she had to look away because it was so disgusting. News articles about refugees, decapitated children, videos where gays who died in battle were promised a place in heaven, and 56 virgins. Mom turned off the computer. She could not watch it anymore. With a trembling heart, she called the police and was put on hold. Music was playing in the background. Please hold. You are number 71 in line. Estimated waiting time is 2 hours and 15 minutes. Don't hang up. Your call is important to us. Right now, we are receiving a lot of phone calls. We will connect you with an operator as soon as possible. It was the longest 2 hours and 15 minutes of her life. Luckily for her, a lot of people hung up because they felt like, it's not so important. So it only took like 45 minutes. Then a young guy answered. 911, how can I help you?
Oh, hello there.
Mom lit up.
I'm just calling because I would like to...
And then she whispered,
report my son. I have reason to suspect that he is bisexual, maybe even gay. And what makes you think that he maybe is gay?
Mom leaned a little closer to the phone.
He has an imaginary boyfriend. They are at a farmer's market in India right now,